Yeah, nice meeting you, man.
We are roommates, but
Yeah.
yeah. So, how do we start this? So this is the weird thing about doing all this stuff, because when you talk with people, you can do anything, but it might feel a bit uncomfortable, right? But anyway, enough of the intro and all
Intro
those.
and yeah.
Let's get to the point, right? So, Steven, can you tell us a bit about yourself to the
Okay.
people? Like, what do you do? What's your passion? Things like that. Just a brief
Wow,
intro.
wow, wow.
If you were to meet, if you were to meet a random person, suppose a beautiful girl on the street, right? And if that person were to ask you, "Who are you?" How would you introduce yourself, right? So to all those people watching, hear from Steven.
Yeah. Well, that's been interesting. The question I like it the most because when somebody asks about me, I'm always excited to answer. And as you know, I'm Steven. I'm from Chumpur district and one of the remotest part, I should say, but I'm proud of it because you'll really like it because the area is very natural. And let me leave that aside. And right now I'm pursuing my BTech here, and I'm roommate with this amazing guy. Every day's been like an adventure, and even this moment is another step in life. So this has been amazing, and I like doing a lot of stuff, but my favorite, I'm gonna start with my favorite hobby. My hobby is football. When someone talks about football, then I just jump in, and then even when nobody asks me, I'm gonna start speaking about who is the best footballer and who is my favorite, whatever. I'm gonna start with that. So, and then that's how I love football. And once I said my status of WhatsApp, football is in my blood, and most of my friends said, "If football is in your blood, how could it flow?" So that is funny and funny questions. Of course, that's me. I always like new innovative ideas, and what he just did to me is something that I like it, and that's me.
Football, like you heard him right. He has football in his veins. Normal human being has red blood cells, but he has football.
Blood.
So
Football bleed, not hemoglobin.
He-
Football.
he bleeds.
How do we
He
say?
bleeds football, right? So, when you look at the current state of youth, children especially, the one trend we find is that none of them have that tendency or have that urge to play in outdoors, right? None of them. All the children that you watch now from 3 years and above, they are glued to smartphone.
Exactly.
They don't want friends. They just play some mobile games, watch some YouTube videos. That's how they live their life. So, what's your take on this? Do you think this is healthy, or do you think this is very bad? How?
Wow.
What do you think?
Well, that was a nice question. I would like to answer it, and I'm gonna try my best. We had a saying. We have heard since before. We had heard a saying that all like this may not be that much irrelevant, but all play, all work, and no play make Jack a dull boy. Even when you play a video game, maybe a PC game, whatever, confined in your room, you're not exercising your body. Your mind may go somewhere, but that's not healthy for your body. And health, what I want to say is you should experience the outside world. Just imagine how beautiful things are there. The world is created by the greatest Almighty God, and we know that it's great and it's beautiful. And why don't we experience it, right? And whatever beyond our understanding, there's a lot of things, and just within our limits of understanding, I'm going to talk a few things about being involved in the outside world, and like being interacting with a lot of people. That helps your personality besides helping your health. Inside this room, let's say the same air, the same oxygen, it seems like recycling every day. You breathe out, you breathe in, you breathe out, you breathe in. So this means whatever is inside keeps on like existing the same place. And even if you go outside, when you go outside and experience the outside world and interact with more people, at the same time you inhale a lot of oxygen, which is good for your health. When you interact with people, then your personality increases. And when you involve in social work, social gatherings, let's say, or games, as I said before, when you play football or volleyball, whatever game it might be, when it involves a lot of people, it increases your personality, it increases your leadership quality. In footballs, like, you could be a captain if you're a good player. You could be a leader when it comes to good speakers, and when it comes to a speech, if you're good at speaking. That means you can understand what are the things of you, what are the gifts feedbacks on you. So it could be like, it gives you lots of opportunity to be better than what you are right now, instead of just playing a video game or whatever is available inside your room, provided by what is available in the internet or the Wi-Fi, whatever. All right. So instead of being confined in a very small boundary, why not experience the outside world, which is limitless, which is very, very important for you, and not only for you but to the world as well. I have a lot of things, but let's end there.
Actually we haven't talked about this, and as a generation that grew up outdoor, right?
Exactly.
You and I, we were pretty much 90s kids, and when we were young, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have internet, right? Most of the time, our sense of pleasure comes from going out with friends, playing in the evening in the playground, right? And riding bicycles and all that. And now it is very rare to find children playing in the playground. You go take a walk around the playground in the evening. There will no longer be any children playing out there, and I think that is very bad, right?
Exactly. That's
Sometimes when you go out and play with people and interact with people, it makes you social, right? And as a human being, we all crave social. We are social animals, and so when children are so glued to what they see in this blue screen, in this small device, I feel that it sort of hardwires their brain, right? Their brain, they no longer have that need to go out with people, and even when they want to go out with people, they don't know how to interact. And that's why from how the current generation of children are raised, I see a lot of depression, right? Many of the young kids who grows up with the internet are going to be depressed when they're teenage, because they don't know how to interact with people.
exactly.
Right? So whenever we are depressed, no amount of game you play or no amount of YouTube videos you watch is not going to help you, right? You need to go out there, you need to talk with your friends, or go for an evening walk with your friends, play some sports. And when you are exhausted physically, right?
Yes.
It liberates your mind in a way.
Exactly.
Right? So yeah, I truly agree with that. And so let's talk a little bit about your place, right? And it's from the way you say it's still a very natural place,
Natural
right?
place.
And so when you come to Imphal or at some cities, right, and when you go back to your village, right, you are gonna experience some change, a lot of change.
Exactly.
So I believe that you have a lot of positive thing to share about what you experience in your village, how the people are living, and what are the people, what can the people residing in the city, right, be it Imphal, be it Bangalore, be it Mumbai, what can they learn from people who are residing in the rural region, right? Anything they can learn. What's the most important thing they can learn?
The most important thing they can learn from the hilly areas, what the people residing in the city needs is the peaceful coexistence between human and their ecosystem. All right. My point is, we are living in a very remote, very natural area. Let's say there's a big tree. How beautiful! I just love the scenario. The scenery. I used to watch all just the scenery and just contented it myself. You know, even how it moves. You know, when wind blows, it looks nice, and there's a lot of variety of species of wild birds. You know, wild birds, and you may have a lot of different sounds from near your villages, because it's still very wild, very beautiful, and that things you will never find in this area. I tell you, you never find. This is how you're disadvantaged being living here, and this not your this is not the fault of us, but the fault of people who have did before, and we are here to change it. All right. There's nothing there's nothing we can't change. As long as life persists, life exists, there's possibility. All right, and everything is possible. So why not we change this area into a very forest covered area? Why not initiate right now? The problem is not on this earth, but the problem lies within you and me. It is not that the forest, it's not that the tree didn't want to grow in this area. It's not that the bird don't want to live this area. Right? It's not that the beautiful scenery which is available in the rural area, they don't want to exist here. It's not like that, but they do want to stay here as well. But you denied it. You're the one. You and I are the one who denied it. So is that fair? We are against the natural. We're against the natural beauty. So whose fault is that? Is it the natural's fault or us? All right. So what's the time now to think about it? We have to think and contemplate, and then what we can do, what we can share. This is up to us. If you can do it, then do it now. Why not?
So you heard from the man, and I really believe in that. I think that is very true in a lot of ways. We came into this world, and nature is pretty much the greatest gift that we got, right?
Yes.
The green trees, the green grass, and we should not, but we must,
Yes.
because it is a duty, and it is one of the utmost important duty for us is to pay back nature. And how do we do that? By protecting it, right?
Yes.
So we've had a great discussion. So Stephen,
Yes.
before this ends, right, a lot of people are watching this. Let's hope a lot of people are watching in the first place.
Of course, they're watching.
And to anyone who is watching up to this place, what would you tell that person?
Okay, look at me. I'm gonna tell you something. You know, right here, if you're living in a city, you won't experience whatever I say. You won't even understand what I'm saying. What I mean is what I said before: the natural beauty of the rural areas, or the natural beauty of the tree, the birds, the animals. If you want to experience that, you are the one who can change it. So get up from your seat and think about it, and look around. And if you don't see such a scenery, such a beautiful view, do yourself. Go plant the tree. Go
plant the tree.
Go
Stop
plant
sitting
the
in that chair.
Yes.
Go.